astrology is, it's a combination of an art and a science, just like medicine. It's an art, all right? And so the idea of astrology is not that we are puppets on a string and that we are controlled by the planets or the movements of the planets. The idea is that the chart suggests what are our gifts, what are we born with, our strengths and our weaknesses, what are we here to learn. And it is up to us to make decisions in various crossroads in our lives. I'm Kathryn Silverton. I'm a professional astrologer. I've been in practice for over 40 years. Have a master's degree in psychology and started studying astrology my second year of undergraduate school. When you do study, you kind of figure out, or hopefully you figure out what you're drawn to in the field, because it's multifaceted. I think a lot of people may not have an appreciation for how in-depth it is and how many facets of life it can be applied to. So the word astrology, if you break it down, the Latin would be astrologos, so it's the word of the stars. So astrology is essentially observing the correlation between planetary positions and planetary motion, planetary cycles, and earthly and human events. In the beginning, it was more used for agrarian issues like planting seeds, when to harvest, observing the correlation between earthly events and planetary cycles. And then eventually, the astrologers became aware, I guess you could say, or started to apply it to human events and human interaction. And so that's how it evolved to dealing more with people as opposed to life cycles. The common mindset is that it's all about your personality. So people who may have a little bit of an insight into it would say, okay, well, it just tells you about who you are, what's your sun sign and who is that, and that's it. But in reality, that's not it at all. A true astrological chart is essentially taking a snapshot of the moment in time with respect to the planetary placements at any given moment. The chart itself is looking at where every single planet was sitting at the moment of your birth. And also we cast it on a circle, which we call the wheel, so we're looking at what part of the wheel every planet is sitting in. The circle is divided into 12 divisions, just like an old-fashioned clock. All right, so the houses tell us what environment of your life is being activated. So for example, the first house of the chart would represent how you come across. The seventh house is the house of other people, so it's the house of marriage, partnerships. So each of those houses represents a different arena of life. We also look at the angular relationship of each planet to one another. Those are called aspects. We look at every planet in terms of what sign of the zodiac each planet sits in. Then we have actually the planets, the houses, the aspects, and the signs of the zodiac. The zodiac is divided into what we call qualities and elements. There are 4 elements: fire, earth, air, and water. And there are 3 qualities: cardinal, fixed, and mutable. So the fire signs would be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Fire signs are considered to be energetic. They're kind of high-spirited. You know, if you think about the sun, it infuses us with light and energy. The earth signs would be Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Earth signs are more literally down to earth. They're more tactile, pragmatic, physical, sensual. The air signs would be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Air signs are considered to be more mental, logical, rational. And water signs, which would be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, they're considered to be more emotional. So that's sort of the nature of the elements. And then the qualities are cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Cardinal is initiating energy. It's like planting a seed. The fixed signs are stable, stationary, rooted, and then the mutable signs are adaptable. So each sign of the zodiac is its own unique combination of quality and element. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Aries is known for their leadership qualities, their ability to look forward. It's momentary, it's spontaneous, it's considered aggressive, assertive, masculine. The next sign is Taurus, which is what we call fixed earth. Taurus is considered to be the money sign of the zodiac. It is concrete, it is gradual. Gemini is the next sign of the zodiac. It's considered mutable air. It's ruled by Mercury, and it's symbolized by the twins. Gemini is flexible, it's adaptable, it's very versatile. The next sign would be Cancer. Cancer is a cardinal water. It is ruled by the moon. Cancer is considered to be the nurturing, mothering sign of the zodiac. Leo would be the next sign, and that is ruled by the sun. It's called fixed fire, and it's Leo the lion. Leo is very proud. It is very colorful, can be very dramatic. Virgo would be mutable earth. It is also ruled by Mercury, and Virgo is kind of the perfectionist of the zodiac. It's very detail-oriented, seeing what is relevant and what is not relevant, what is working, what doesn't work. Libra would be the next sign of the zodiac. It's cardinal air, it's ruled by Venus. Libra is the sign of sharing, it's a sign of balance, and so it is looking at two sides of the coin. Scorpio would be the next sign of the zodiac. It's ruled by Pluto. Before we knew about Pluto, Scorpio was ruled by Mars. Scorpio is very curious about what you can't see, what is hidden, what is below the surface. It's very emotional, it's very intense, deep, very private. Sagittarius is the next sign of the zodiac. It's ruled by Jupiter. It's called mutable fire. It is considered, symbolized by the centaur, which is half man and half horse. And so it is a sign of travel, taking risks. Sagittarius has the sense of the more the merrier. Capricorn is the next sign. Capricorn is the mountain goat. And so it's cardinal air, it's ruled by Saturn. Capricorn is ambitious, it's hardworking. It's a sign that can make do with limited resources. Aquarius is the second to last sign of the zodiac. It is fixed air. It's ruled by Uranus. You can think about it as anything that is sort of ahead of its time, a little bit revolutionary. They appreciate the uniqueness of all the stripes of humanity. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It's represented by two fishes going in opposite directions, ruled by Neptune, mutable water. It is probably the most sensitive sign of the zodiac, emotionally and also physically. The ephemeris is, I call it the astrologer's Bible in a sense, because what this does is it lists the planetary motion for every day of every month of every year. This is what we refer to, if we're not using the computer, then this is what we refer to see where the planets are at a given moment in time, where they may have been, several years ago or many years down the road. So if an astrologer is looking at an astrological chart and they're moving the chart forward and then want to see, okay, what is coming up, then what we want to know is where will the planets be sitting. And unless you're doing it through a computer, then the tool is going to be the ephemeris. And you can see it's very detailed. I've had to buy so many in my lifetime because I use them daily, and so the poor thing is, it's well used. The ephemeris, there are different versions of the ephemerides. There's the noon version and the midnight version, and that's just simply everything is plotted by Greenwich time. So a noon ephemeris is going to tell us where the planets were at noon Greenwich. The midnight ephemeris just tells us where they were sitting in midnight Greenwich. And it doesn't make any difference which one you use. It's just a matter of which you prefer and which you're trained in when it comes to casting charts. I make the analogy of astrology, an astrological chart being analogous to a dramatic play. If you think about the components in a play, we have the same components in a chart. We have the actors on the stage, we have the personality they take on, we have the plot, and we have the setting. So in the chart, the planets are sort of like the actors on the stage. Every planet represents a different human function. And so we look at what sign of the zodiac it was placed, in which it was placed at the moment of birth. The sign essentially indicates the personality that the planet takes on for that particular role. The aspects, the angular relationship between two planets is sort of like the plot. It's telling us how does one facet of our personality interface or interact with another facet. So we look at the angular relationship and we see, is this an easy flow of energy between the two planets, or is it a rocky flow, or is there no flow, whatever. Then we also look at the houses. The houses are sort of analogous to the setting in a play. The houses tell us where the action is taking place in your life. Is it your physical body? Is it your physical home, your heritage, your children, your mate, your career, travel? Any facet of life can be found within the astrological chart, as long as you know where to look for it. When I work with a client and I have analyze their chart, I think it gives them a greater understanding of where they are in their lives. It may help explain conflicts that they've had and what they can learn from those conflicts, or what they can learn from the benefits of the relationships that they've had with other people. So have you ever had your chart done before?
No, I haven't.
All right, very good. So when we look at an astrological chart, the first thing we do is look at 3 different placements: the rising sign, which is the sign on the eastern horizon when you were born, the sun sign, and the moon sign. Your ascendant or rising sign is Leo. Leo indicates that you're very comfortable being in the spotlight or being on stage, directing, coordinating. It's imaginative, it's creative, very colorful, and forthright, I would have to say. Then your sun, along with 3 other bodies, Mercury, the moon, and Pluto, were in the sign of Sagittarius. This is a good smattering of planets in Sagittarius. They're all in 4th house. This indicates that you really enjoy adventure, travel, exploring. It's very restless. It's opportunistic in the sense of being able to appreciate where opportunities lie.
Given the fact that Sagittarius is so heavy, is that anything of significance? Like a stellium? I heard of that before.
Yes, a stellium is when there are 3 or more planets conjunct. And technically, conjunction is when planets are anywhere from 0 to 10 degrees apart. So yes, you have, technically your stellium is in the early degrees of Sagittarius, Mercury, the moon, and Pluto. And then the sun is actually 16 degrees away from Pluto. Since you have both the sun and the moon in Sagittarius, there's also kind of a good sense of humor. Just again, that sense of adventure, that sense of exploration. No place is too far, even if it's the edge of the cosmos. What I find interesting in your chart is that you have a grand trine in fire. Grand trine indicates that there are 3 planets in each of the sign of the same element. In this particular case, the grand trine consists of Saturn, the Sun, and the ascendant. So this tells me that you are comfortable structuring your life, that you are comfortable being mature and taking on responsibility at a fairly early age. And I have to say, if I didn't know that you were in broadcasting, I would have to wonder if you ever had an interest in law. Did you ever have an interest in?
I did. Okay. I always said growing up, if I don't become a director, I'll definitely be a lawyer, because I used to watch Judge Judy.
Yeah. The reason I asked about that is because law is ruled by Sagittarius and Jupiter, also the 7th house, and Libra, and you have Mars in Libra in the 2nd house, so that can suggest that that's where the money could come from, is either legal matters, or it can also indicate a severe swing of the pendulum. Another thing that I would point out about your chart is that, as you can see, it's cast on this circle here, this wheel. This is the quadrant that deals more with your exterior world, your social world. So it's not saying that you're antisocial, but it's just saying that may not be a priority for you. As far as being political, being involved with lots of groups or associations. So the family orientation and the desire to be creative, those are the highlights in a sense. The majority of the bodies are in the lower portion of the chart, or what we call below the horizon. So even though this is an outgoing kind of a chart, all these planets below the horizon do suggest that you can be very private, and that home and family are actually very, very important to you. But when it comes to necessity, that's what pulls you outside of the house. Another thing that was interesting about your chart is that you have virtually no Earth in your chart. You do have Venus in Capricorn, so that does give you ambition and practicality, but a lack of Earth can suggest that you might need other people of Earth elements in your life, not necessarily their sun, but maybe their moon. So you might find that a little sprinkling of people in Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn do kind of balance you out.
Okay, and the other question I had, it was something you said about the horizon. Mine is at the lowest. What are the different?
Above and below the horizon. So we're looking at where the planets are rising, setting, or were they below the horizon. So planets that are below the horizon tend to suggest that brings your energy more into introverted, and it makes it a little bit more home and private in nature. Planets that are above the horizon make you a lot more visible, or desiring to have greater visibility.
Is there anything else that I should know about the chart, or how I can benefit from using it or looking at it?
Yes. Sagittarius can sometimes bite off more than they can chew, just because it's that sign of the more the merrier. So there may be times where you say, I think I'm spread a little bit too thin, or that type of a thing. So that would be something to be aware of. And then, as I mentioned before, with very little Earth in the chart, you may find that either being around people that have Earth signs in their chart would be helpful, or you may find that every once in a while you need something that grounds you concretely, because it's not flying off the handle, it's just flying. Yeah, so that would be one of the things that I would recommend.
So it seems like with the chart, you're able to identify me based off my past and things about my future. How is that possible?
Well, we're looking at where the planets were and where they will be in the future, and we're able to track where the planets have been and where they're going, and so that gives a sense of an idea of what are the influences that are going to be in effect in those time frames. The danger is assuming that you may have control where you don't have control, or using it for deleterious purposes. Hitler used astrology, all right? People can use astrology for better or for worse. And it's not a tool for manipulation. it's a tool for understanding. Astrologers have this saying, the planets impel, but they do not compel. I mean, we have choice and we have free will. So it's not like everything, like the planets are saying this is the only time or the only way you can do this. So I think appreciating that we can interact with the energy, but the energy doesn't rule us, if that makes sense. I think that one of the many values of astrology is appreciating how to move with the tide, if you will, as opposed to against the tide. In terms of relationship, it's understanding how do we mesh, how do we interact, what resources do we have that we can share, etc. I have had clients say to me, when I've just done an analysis of the chart, they will say, this has been more valuable than a couple of hours with a therapist. So I feel that it helps put things into perspective for people. It gives them a sense of understanding, gives them a sense of hope, it gives them a sense of what are the directions that are more likely to work for me. And astrology, because it's also dealing with timing and direction, as one of my clients often says, it helps you avoid some of the stumbling blocks. If you know, would you plan a picnic if you knew it was going to be raining, Astrology has helped me to understand myself, and it's helped me to understand the people in my life. It has helped me to understand life and life cycles. I find it such a valuable tool for insight, such that I find it an amazing tool to help other people. And it's very hard to describe when you know that you have made an impact on someone because of the effectiveness of the tool that you're using. I would say that the relevance of astrology is understanding where we fit in to the bigger picture of Earth, and to appreciate that we're all related. We all have, we're all, as they say, cosmic dust, right? So we're all made of the same material. It's just the way that it's differently combined and the rhythm. So I think understanding, I think it helps us understand what in the world is going on here.